Euromax, Lifestyle Europe. And here's your host, Karin Hemstedt.
Greetings from Berlin and a warm welcome to the show. And we're starting off with a milestone birthday of a milestone designer. But before we get to that, let's take our habitual tour of the other topics. Looking back, an historical horse riding show in Potsdam. Looking down, aerial photographs of the Alps. Looking snappy, house music rhythms with a difference on Euromax Clipmania. Well, he's one of the real gurus of modern design here in Europe, and back in the 1960s, he pioneered the use of plastics in household furniture. Finnish designer Eero Aarnio is best known for his iconic creations, the ball chair, the bubble chair, and the pastille chair, which the New York Times once described as the most comfortable forms to hold the human body. Well, all of those models were conceived in the 1960s, but still have a futuristic look about them today. And the designer himself displays a similar agelessness as he comes up to his 80th birthday on July 21st. Our cue for a tribute.
Welle. Okay, goodbye.
Eero Aarnio still loves to tinker. He lives and works in Veikkola, Finland, 35 kilometers away from the capital, Helsinki. He designed the studio flat himself. At 80 years old, Eero is still designing items for dozens of clients, both from Finland and abroad.
For me, design is like a puzzle. First, I have a vision, and then I fit the picture together piece by piece. Sometimes it can happen in a day, sometimes it takes weeks or a whole year. And when the puzzle is complete, I get a real feeling of happiness and contentment.
Se on aika suuri tyydytyksen antaja.
Eero first became famous for his ball chair. It caused a sensation at the 1966 International Furniture Fair in Cologne. In just 1 week, the chair found buyers in 30 countries.
I fell in love with glass blowing on a trip to Turku in southwest Finland. We needed a new chair for our home, and I thought of using a ball shape. You can get maximum surface area with minimum material.
The ball chair was just the beginning of a huge range of fiberglass-based furniture. Eero has always stayed true to organic forms. Today, his designs can be seen at the New York Museum of Modern Art and the equally prestigious Victoria and Albert Museum in London. But Eero doesn't design furniture so it can gather dust in a museum. Function is key.
Solving a problem is always the most important thing. I design functional, everyday objects, and I want to get the most out of those objects.
To celebrate Eero's 80th birthday, the Design Forum Finland in Helsinki has set up a showroom with items from all of his design periods. His career wasn't always plain sailing. The oil crisis in the 1970s meant that the costs for making synthetic materials shot up, and plastic furniture went out of fashion. But Eero's pioneering form vocabulary had a comeback in the 1990s.
He's one of the most famous designers in the world with his iconic ball chair and bubble and all that. And definitely is one of the most important and famous designers in Finland. And these pieces are so easily recognizable, and they've been covered so many medias over the years.
For example, in a 2003 pop video by Robbie Williams. The British singer wanders between futuristic furniture items in his video for Come Undone. German broadcaster ZDF also features ball chairs in its promotional slots. Eero works mostly with synthetic materials because of the greater flexibility, but he also loves nature. And his authentic Finnish smoke sauna. This is where he finds his inspiration.
Spheres are everywhere in nature. As we know, we ourselves were a sort of ball in the beginning. It's the most universal form there is.
For Eero, sound design means a marriage of form and functionality. And that has remained his philosophy for 5 decades.
And speaking of birthdays,